You ready? All right, I'm here with Justin Kosman of The Hunt and overall BMX media guru. Justin, just for the people who don't know, what do you do in BMX? You're a filmer, photographer.
That's it. Filmer, photographer. Most of my work I do for Vans. Produce still photography for them. I shoot a lot of print ads, a lot of catalog stuff, a lot of stuff that goes in the stores. Produce a lot of little video commercials for them, a lot of in-store video POP. Do a lot of photo stuff for Red Bull, some video stuff for Red Bull, and some stuff with Monster now, and just it's pretty much all BMX. I do a little bit of motorsports and a little bit of basketball stuff for Red Bull, but it's mainly 100% BMX. And then I also run the Crooked World channel on YouTube.
Right, Crooked World. Tell me a little bit more about that before we get into The Hunt.
So, Crooked World is it's a YouTube channel that I run. I produce a lot of the content, and then I also have guys like Chris Long and Jeff DePaul and Bobby Canode and Grant Castelluzzo and Zach Kredgemus, producing, their edits from places and riders that I can't get to because of, all the other shit I do. So it's cool to kind of have other people involved and not just me, because not only could I not handle, a weekly production schedule like that, but having those filmers work with those riders just makes sense. I'm not going to come up to Long Beach and film and edit with Kareem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, Kareem's sick, but
he smells like shit. And
I saw him in Interbike
right.
in a half hour ago, and he smelled
real bad.
Really, really bad.
All right, so moving on from that stuff, The Hunt, you did it last year for the first time, and then the second series is about to premiere in about a week. What was the original idea, and how did it actually go into effect for the first round, the first time you did it?
So it was really just a shot in the dark. Some of you guys will remember Aspire.
I remember.
So Aspire was a video contest put out by that Jim Rainster ran in the Midwest, and it was the same concept as The Hunt. Like, you've got a certain time period to film a video part, and submit the video parts. It's judged against everybody else, and then the top 10 go into DVD, and you win some money, win some prizes. I don't remember how much money Aspire gave out, but bottom line was some of those DVDs were incredible. Like, Kaczynski had an epic part, Jason Levy epic part, Ben Snowden, the Ben Snowden Walter Perringer edit was probably one of the most classic video parts from that series. And then Ben was riding a ton of street, and Ben did stuff that people had never done before on street.
And he was kind of a guy who might not necessarily have an outlet for a video part at that time, so
exactly.
He kind of wanted to go in that same direction in a way, like lesser known dudes.
Yeah, really, I just wanted to give an opportunity to people, to riders and filmers that didn't have a cool project to do.
Because there's not that many cool projects in BMX video-wise in general.
I feel like if you create an incentive and a goal for someone, if they kind of feel like that's where they want to be, that they're going to really strive for it. But if it's just like, maybe we'll put out a video part, maybe it'll get on the come up, maybe Vital will post it, maybe a rider will post it, and that's kind of what they're working for, that sucks. Mm-hmm. And, I feel like if you can kind of create something that gives people strive for, then why not do it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And people I work with, like Monster and Vans and Odyssey, and ProTech, I talk to them about it, kind of, it's like part grassroots, part pro-am, part pro, you know what I mean? It kind of mixes everything. It's kind of like whatever you want it to be. If you feel like you can hang with that shit, then you should be a part of it. And kind of one of the awkward things about The Hunt is, there's guys that I think would work really well for it. I hit them up, and, they're not really sure. And I can't convince them. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I mean? If it's something that they want to do, like, they're down 100%. And then there's guys that email me 2 months in and be like, oh, I haven't really started yet. What should I do? And it's like, I don't want to be that dude that's telling you what to do, because if you need me to tell you, you're not the dude for this.
So, would you say that the first DVD was a big success overall?
Yeah, it was a major success, and I attribute that to all the riders, having faith in what I was able to put together, and just the project in general, because it's not anything new that I created. You know what I mean? I was just able to kind of organize it and execute it, and put some money up and give some guys a chance to do something cool that they don't have going on with their other sponsors or anything, and give them a chance to be recognized in kind of a different way. And obviously Chad Curley's part.
Yeah, he's kind of the breakout star,
And that was like, they started filming right when he was getting on Nike, and not to say he wasn't amazing before that, but it was like the timing was so perfect, and I feel so lucky that him and Christian were able to publish it with us,
Right.
because that kind of made like the whole hunt buzz just that much crazier. And honestly, like it was almost too good because, you know, partway through the summer,
way above everybody else, so it was like an obvious winner, sort of.
It was way above, and it kind of overshadowed the other guys because, you know, we had like Tony Nyer in there, we had Kyle Baldock, and that fucker's the Dew Tour champion.
Yeah,
we had Stevie Churchill and Dylan Stark and Dylan Lloyd. Like Dylan Lloyd's part is amazing.
Right. Yeah, if you look at somebody like Dylan Lloyd, you know, he's getting a lot more coverage now, and it's definitely probably at least somewhat you can attribute it to the DVD.
Yeah, I'd like to think so. I'd like to think that if that happens, it's because of our project, and that can happen with other dudes too. And you know, the Chad thing was crazy because they finished their part so early that like halfway through the summer they were showing homies kind of like rough cuts and stuff, and we did this in 10-11 days, and people were dropping out.
Really?
And that I was kind of freaking out because I was psyched, like, oh, Chad and Christian's part's going to be amazing. I hope it's a great part of the DVD. You know, if you are a rider and you hear that Chad and Christian are filming a part and they're done and it's halfway through summer, why the fuck should you finish your part?
That was definitely. I heard a few people say stuff like that. Yeah.
And that's like the worst problem. Like that's the best problem I could have.
Yeah.
But I don't want to bum guys out, and I'd say one of the hardest things I have going on is, you know, when I am in contact with the riders and they kind of send me rough cuts and stuff, I try to not really talk about it a whole lot because I want people to, you know, produce their part, and I don't want them to feel like they're in a contest against someone else, even though in the end that's sort of what comes down to the DVD. But it's really not about that. It's about dudes from all over the world being part of something that's I think pretty special, and something that's not happening elsewhere.
Yeah. Because I think turning promising AM riders or flow riders into, you know, legitimate pros is probably one of the most important things for anyone who's involved in the media, you know, whether it's magazine, DVD, website, whatever. What did you do differently for the second DVD? Like, what were the things that really stood out that you wanted to improve upon?
iTunes.
Oh, so that's the distribution method.
So we're doing DVDs and iTunes.
Does that mean all the music needs to be cleared?
Yeah. So last year the music wasn't cleared, and the first year I wanted people to clear their music because I wanted to have that option to distribute it digitally and do it legally. And some people did and some people didn't. And in the end of the day, I just had to publish the fucking thing.
You're telling me Tony and I didn't clear that Lil Wayne song?
No. And Chad and Christian, you know, I'm glad they did the songs they did because those parts are, you know, hopefully going to be classic parts, you know, for our hunt series. So this year everybody did clear their music, and that took so much time.
I bet, huh?
And I had Dean Dickinson down in Carlsbad with me most of the summer, and that was his job for 2 months, to not only create an archive of music but help guys clear their own music that they're working with. And so hopefully the hunt will be available on iTunes that night of the premiere.
The night of the premiere, which is in roughly a week.
Yeah.
Wow.
A week. So it's kind of coming down to the wire. I'm not sure if it's really going to happen, but it'll be available within a week on iTunes, and we'll have DVDs at the premiere. We're actually going to give away DVDs at the premiere too, so, and a bunch of swag from School Candy and Vans and Monster and Odyssey.
Is the prize purse bigger this year than last?
It's different. I wanted to do a different premiere because we had it at the Hard Rock Hotel last year in Vegas at Dew Tour, and I realized, like, as cool as that really wasn't the right setting to have the hunt. You know what I mean? It just kind of happened that Monster had a relationship with the Hard Rock Hotel, and we kind of created that space to do the premiere. But you know, Long Beach is really the place where, you know, the real fans and the real riders can come see the video parts. So I was talking with Aaron Ross. We were on the Red Bull Ride and Seek tour, and I was just asked because he was a judge the first year, and I was like, "So what do you think about the prize purse?" Because Chad and Christian got $5,000, and then Chad also got like a $1,000 bonus for best line or something. Right. And Aaron's like, "Why don't you do a trip? Like $5,000 is sweet, and everybody would love to have $5,000. You know, Wells Fargo walking up like ratty dude, like, yep, putting this in my bank account, opening a bank account." But we're doing a trip to Hawaii, and we're giving them spending money because I don't know, I just feel like that would be such a badass trip for someone. You know what I mean? And like, so last year we also did a trip to Spain for second place.
Right.
So Dylan and all his dudes from the embassy up north went to Spain everybody else booked tickets with Dylan and
Is that how
Jeremy
they?
Dylan.
Oh, so that's how that Barcelona DVD that they did came about. Okay, I didn't know that.
Jeremy and Dylan were going to Barcelona, and then all their friends booked tickets too and kind of aligned it. So I kind of wanted that same thing to happen for the first place dudes, because I felt like Jeremy and Dylan like had a way better prize than Christian and Chad did. Not like they couldn't have used that money to go on a trip.
Yeah.
But I just kind of wanted a more meaningful. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay. And I know you can't list off who's in the top 10, but who are some of like the bigger names that submitted parts this time around? I mean, I've already seen all the sections, but
that's right. You have. I forgot that.
But yeah, can I name off some that I was impressed by? Or is that weird too?
You don't know who won.
No, I don't know who won. Will Stroud and him got to decide who won. All I got to do
was
actually
I didn't get to decide who won.
Oh, okay.
Will did. So Will sent me like his top 10, and I was like, he was over on that Verde UK trip, and he was kind of like in and out of email contact, and he sent me like a sketchy list, and I'm like, dude, you need to watch this shit again.
And Will does not want to fuck up, because he was having me send him my thoughts, and he was really like kind of nervous. He's like, I want to get this right. I really don't want to fuck this up. Blah, blah,
and it was so last year it was like kind of obvious what shit should go in, and this year it was pretty close.
I mean,
in a lot of
honestly
different ways.
don't know who I would have voted for number one. I gave my top 10, but there were like probably 3 sections that I thought, and there was one park section in particular that I don't even know if I put it in my top 10, but when I was looking at the other judges, I was like, I could totally see this being top 3. Because the other, so who are the judges? It was me, Will Stroud, Doyle, Bestwick, Scotty Kramer, Gary Young.
Kramer.
And
that was it.
Yeah.
That's the Fab Five, I think.
Yeah. I felt very honored. So thank you, by the way, for making me a judge on that. That was kind of cool. But yeah, so
let's talk about parts. So just totally random. Jordan Barba, Brock Rayford, Drew Hosselton, Joel Marchand. Did you know him before watching his
Justin
part?
Kerr.
Justin Kerr. Justin Kerr is hot. Justin Kerr has big things coming up. Ed Zunda from Latvia. Ed Zunda has some fire for sure. Little D, Daniel Martinez.
Right,
that's your volume demo. And that's a cool part because Tommy Blanco filmed it, and he filmed it with like a circular fisheye on a DSLR, so it has that square VX look to it, but it's high def. So it's pretty badass.
I thought that was pretty dope. Yeah. What about Chris Hughes getting chased by zombies? Can I give away that little tidbit?
Chris, well, he released his trailer. Earlier in the year.
That's a polarizing section because to me, I'm watching it and I'm like, you know what? I don't think zombies necessarily have a role in any video part that I really like, but there might be, horror movie fans out there that appreciate that. I don't know.
Chris,
that's a section that I'll be interested to see if it's in the top 10, because I will say that he had some of the, because we were supposed to pick best street clip, best park clip. I'll say that he had one of the best park clips for sure.
Yeah.
I won't say that I necessarily voted for it, but
some people did. Some people voted for it.
I think I did too. But yeah, that's going to be an interesting one because whether his part makes the top 10 or not will be quite interesting.
And that part, I don't know if you guys have seen that old Birdhouse video, the end, Steve Bear's part where he's skating and kind of having like a battle with his own kind of split personality.
Right.
When the first year, I really thought people would kind of come up with concept videos, and when Chris Hughes and Dylan Full turned in their part, I was psyched on it because that's just like a whole another creative angle that kind of skateboarding has been there and has been doing cool shit like that, and it's cool to see guys put in a lot of work. Like, there's one scene, there's like 6 or 7 zombies chasing Chris Hughes, and they all have movie makeup, and just from a production standpoint, that shit ain't easy. Like, you're getting a bunch of people together to work for free, and some makeup artist put fake blood everywhere and like chase Chris down a street.
It's easy to make it look like shit.
It's easy, and it's easy to write it down on paper and say, "Oh yeah, we could do this," but you're trying to make it happen. Oh, and they scored all their own music too. They wrote their music.
Wow. So that was some interesting shit. There's definitely, it's worth. How much is it gonna be on iTunes? $10?
Yeah, $10 or $12. Yeah.
Nice. So that's something to definitely be excited for.
And so I think I said, instead of top 10, we're doing top 13,
right?
And then we also have 6 in the bonus section. So tomorrow we're gonna have a 2-minute hunt trailer come out on Crooked World, and if you're in that trailer, you're in the DVD.
Oh, okay.
But that's with bonus section, that's feature, and there's one crash clip that I think it's a dude that's not in the DVD, but it's a funny clip.
So he might have a little bit of a letdown when it comes out.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, but
do you think that like the iTunes release is the future of BMX videos?
it's the future right now. It's the
are you
future.
doing a physical copy?
Yeah, we're doing a
Oh, you're
physical
doing that
copy.
too.
Yeah.
Okay, you'd
Yeah.
be able to get it through normal channels,
Yeah.
Dance Comp and everything.
So like Dance Comp, Full Factory with
Okay.
Odyssey. Yeah, all the dudes. So.
Well, I'm excited that you guys are doing the iTunes release because Animal just did the $5 DVD download that you can buy online, and then with this and everything, I think that's the direction to go because I feel like people probably are willing to pay for content, that like premium video content. It just has to be presented in a way that they're comfortable spending their money and everything. And I mean, something like this, I could definitely see a lot of people dropping money on it, and I'll be one of them. So
I hope so. And the iTunes thing just makes it easy. Like
iTunes is so
I'm
easy 'cause
not
we've all
trying
done
to
it, right?
drive to some. Nothing against bike shops, but I don't have any good bike shops near me, and
And
they
I don't want a DVD. I don't
Yeah.
want that shit sitting on my shelf because I will never use it. It's annoying to me even to have to put it into my computer. You know.
And then you scratch it and game's over.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
With the Animal download, that's much more my speed. And with iTunes, it's great because it syncs right to your phone, your iPad. And that's pretty cool too.
And so with the iTunes, we're also going to have, I believe, a YouTube rental. So you'll be able to rent it on YouTube. And I actually don't know much about it, so I shouldn't open my mouth. But I don't know how it'll work. But you'll be able to do that in the same way you'd be able to do it on Netflix or something. And I'm working with this digital distributor called Infamous, and so they like do a bunch of skate stuff. So they're super dialed, and so they get it on Xbox, Hulu, Netflix.
Really?
They've got ways to get it into all those different mediums.
Wow, that's pretty exciting for all the dudes on the video.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty crazy. And, so, and we have a shit ton of premieres. So we have the premiere in Long Beach on the 29th, and then I think the next weekend I go to Spain for Rebel Jam, and we're doing a premiere there too, because Rebel Jam is sponsored by Monster and Vans. So they're gonna throw a party over there, same deal. So and then we're having one, and like Brock Rayford's gonna have one in his hometown. Like Justin Kerr is gonna have one over in his hood that Ryan Scott's hooking up. Drew Hossel's gonna have one in Phoenix. So we're having like the big world premiere in Long Beach that everybody should come to. But then all the dudes that are in the DVDs, we're kind of trying to set up, a cool thing for them in their local scene to get all their people together.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, well, Justin Kosman doing big things for BMX. Appreciate you coming on.
Absolutely.
And I'm looking forward to seeing the DVD.
All right.